So some of you may not understand it because you are proud and arrogant. You get? But if you still feel like you know everything you need to know to do everything that you need to do, you are going to miss it. Do you understand? You need to have an appetite for mentorship. Do you understand? Like, I don't mean go around telling people mentor me. You get? You need to know how to build relationships with people who know more than you. Are you listening to me? Do you understand? You need to know how to do what? Build relationship with people who know more than you. So, the Kaito I'm talking about, if you go to her LinkedIn and you go and look at her post, she's always mentioning her mentors. First of all, I want to thank Dr. So for exposing me to this. Second of all, I want to thank, every time she's thanking somebody, because she did not get to African Development Bank by herself. Do you understand? Somebody made calls and somebody wrote recommendations. Do you understand? She didn't get the scholarship to study at the University of Cambridge by herself. Do you understand? Somebody wrote a recommendation. Those of you that have tried applying for things abroad, somebody has to sign. Somebody has to say you are good enough for things. Do you understand? So some of you have poor relationship with your lecturers. Very poor relationship with your lecturers. Poor relationship with family members. You are proud, you are arrogant. Even people in church that are doing a little bit more than you, you feel like you don't want anybody to look down on you. You need to see, I can't go more than this because of my time, but do you guys get what I'm saying? Mentorship. The second thing is visibility. For goodness sake, I know you are not a social media person. Do you understand? But posting what you do is part of the strategy in how you grow and become better at it. Do you get the point? Do you understand? Talking about what you do is one of the ways you get better at what? At that particular thing. I was in a meeting with somebody was coaching. I went to somebody for coaching. You get? You know what coaching is? Like the person was supposed to help me get clarity in something. And the person asked me what I do. And those days I used to plan what they call an elevator pitch, which is, I know how to talk about what I do in a way it sounds interesting, even if it's boring, you get. And so, I was telling the person what I do. In the process of telling the person what I do, the person became interested in what I do. And the person that was coaching me became my client. Not just that. That person is responsible for at least 30 to 40 million revenue of my companies. One person. Because I just talk about everything I do everywhere. You see the way I told you to tell your uncles now that I do consultation. Do you understand? Some of your uncles will say, I'm looking for somebody I want to start a business, somebody who has done business in Nigeria, and you will call me. You see? You will not call me. Did you pay for this conference? No. Okay? Do you guys understand? So you need to, even if you can't post online because one way or the other, your village people told you that if you post online, they'll bite you. You get? Maybe you get. But you need to have interesting ways of talking about what you do. Even if it's your course, you need to talk about it in a way that people know what you do. That my cousin that is doing physiotherapy, so the day they are going to be in a meeting, even if it's a village meeting, somebody is like, I'm looking for my leg, or my friend says leg, I have a physiotherapy. Do you understand the point? Some of you, nobody knows your course in your house. Your mother, you have to remind your mother, what do you say you're doing in school again? Mommy, I've told you this thing 3 times. Tell me again. How many of your parents have called you to ask you what you are doing in school? Don't lie. Don't lie. Don't lie. Your parents have called you to ask you what you are doing in school. Raise your hand up. When you are doing maths, why would they call you? Kelly. Even me, I'm going to call you to ask you what you are doing in school. So, because you are not always talking about it, do you understand? You're too shy for the kind of success you want. I used to tell people in one of our training companies, you cannot be shy and broke at the same time. Do you understand? You have to choose one. You can't be both shy and what? And broke. Oh, I'm so shy. If I call you now to come and talk about what you do now, so you don't have money. You cannot talk in public. alive. Angels, it's only Elijah they used to give food to. Did you notice it? How many people the angels give food in the Bible? How many? Elijah and Jesus. Only people that can do 40 days fasting. Can you? Do you understand? It's only pastors that angels attend to for after 40 days fasting. You get? So you have to really get used to it. Some of you, your biggest takeaway is that you need to get out of your shell. Do you understand? Everybody needs to have an idea of the kind of career you do when you finally make a decision. Does that make sense? Good. So I know some of you don't know what social media platforms are, but you know. But the only one you know is TikTok. It's unfortunate. But there are platforms that are like LinkedIn platform. LinkedIn. How many of you know LinkedIn? Okay, no. Some of you will know. How many of you do not know LinkedIn? Come on. Try. I raise your hand small. We're not going to laugh at you, just small. So, those of you that don't know LinkedIn, LinkedIn is a professional platform. You get? It's a platform where you talk about what you do. You get? It's also very an intimidating platform because everybody's getting job every day. Oh, I want to announce that I have just gotten a job to work at Flutterwave. Every day, you feel like you don't know anything. You get? It's a packaging platform, but that's where you show what you do and you find that kind of work. That's what Kaito uses. Kaito has, I think she has about 26,000 LinkedIn followers. And she's not very active. She just comes there to talk about what she does and people see her, send her DMs. Do you understand? That's how she gets projects. That's how she has grown her career to where it is. Do you understand? LinkedIn. Some of you don't understand it. Well, that's how it works, all right? So, how many of you feel like you have a full grasp of what a career path is and how you need to go about choosing a career? Let me see your hands. Like, sincerely, you have like a full grasp what a career is. No. Raise your hand properly. Let me know the people that did not listen to the last 1 hour. All right. They're quite divine. Divine, you don't have a full grasp. Okay, how many of you have clear questions to ask concerning career? So, how many of you know what a career is now from our conversation? If you know what a career is, let me see your hands. You have an idea. Are your hands having problem? Everybody shake your hands, Let's be sure it's not your blood is flowing well. Good. How many of you know what a career is now from the conversation? Aha! Good. How many of you know how you can choose a career? Good. The questions I gave you to ask yourself, right? You get. Simple. Now, how many of you feel like you have a full grasp of the conversation about career? If you have questions, you have to ask. But the point is that you know what a career is, you know the difference a career makes in your life, and you know how to choose one. Do you understand? So the rest of the things, you're only going to know them after you have what? After you have what? Chosen. So what's the next step? To what? To what? To choose a career. Right? Beautiful. Beautiful. How many of you are already enjoying being here? Now, let's talk about money. How many of you are making more than 100,000 every month? I'm not talking about your allowance. For some of you, you are like, your father is governor. And I raise your hand more than that. No, not your parents' money. Personal money, 100,000. Let me see your hands. Raise your hand if I bite you. 100,000. Raise your hand, my friend. 100,000. Okay, 2 people. Now, how many of you 50,000 every month? So are you Amaya's business is not doing 50,000? It's a lie. All those statuses you are posting is not doing enough. Ish. What's the 50,000 ish? It's not every month. No. That's a very unprofitable business. All right, 30,000 naira. 30. Raise it properly. 30,000 naira. Be proud of yourself. Please put your hands together for 30,000 naira people. Wait, who are the people first? Let me see. Only one person. Okay. How many of you are making from 100,000 to 20,000? Raise your hands up. 100 to 20. Raise your hand properly, please. Let me see. Big man. Raise your hand. Hi. Hello. I did not say check your account. I say raise your hand. 100,000 to 20,000. If you're making 100 to 20,000. Like downwards. Okay. There are about 6 people. So most of you right now, if you're making 1,000 naira, because if you are in school and you don't have a source of income, you have a very serious problem. I know what you're thinking, except your father is the governor of the state. Do you understand? You get? Or your elder sister married the governor's son. You get? Except you have the relationship that buys you out of that completely. Even if you do, you should be able to make it. See, the goal here, let me give you guys a goal. Within the next 2 months, everybody here should be doing 20,000 every month. Do you understand? Do you understand? And I'm going to practically show you how to do it, you get? Like when it has to do with money, I'm very careful with it. I want to be very clear and intentional, all right? So I'm going to show you how to do it. That's what we want to talk about money, right? Are you ready? Are you ready? You know, I knew you guys are going to enjoy the purpose conversation the most. And that is the most beautiful part of this thing. But I kept it for the last. So you have to suffer. The Bible said Jesus endured what? Suffering. So I know some of you are like, move, see and move. But we'll get there. Okay. So, where are we now? All right. But why do you think you're not making money? Can somebody just tell me what's your biggest challenge to making money? I need 2 guys. The girls, I care a bit less about. Not really like that. It's not gender bias. I just want to talk to the guys more. Guys, why do you think you're not making money? No visibility. Okay, so you have something to do, but the problem is what? Visibility. All right. Somebody else? Yeah? You're not so sure of exactly what to do. Yours too, the same thing. Sorry? Lack of clarity. Who else? Who else wants to say something? It has to do with money. Yeah? Sorry? Okay, you want to venture into many things. Okay. How many of you are... Yes? It's not correct. Okay. Beautiful. Now, you see, there's a thing about money. And I'm going to say this. It's going to sound like it doesn't make sense. But I need you guys to listen to me very carefully. All right? There's a thing about making money. Unfortunately, it's less about your hands and more about your mind. Am I correct? Am I correct? So, he's making quite a little money. Or a lot, depending on who you're asking, you get. And when you begin to make money, the first thing you realize, it's not about what you're doing. It's a mind. That's why Nigeria is poor. You go on TikTok, you look at the kind of mind Nigerians have. Go to comment sections. We don't know how to think. It's unfortunate. I'm serious. It's unfortunate. I used to be like that. I was thinking, do you know how many skills I have? 21. Like I sat down to count the number of skills I have. 21. Do you know how I got 21 skills? Looking for money. How else? But when I got to a point, I started realizing, oh my God, it has nothing to do with the hands. It's the mind. There's this guy in school. He used to pay me to do graphics design. And he he was making a few $1,000s every single month or hundreds of dollars. And I was always asking this guy, I'm like, he will tell me up work. I will say, up work what? Up my work or up work? He will say up work, we just go to up work. He doesn't have any skill. He just goes and find and creates demand on Upwork and go and look for people to deliver the project. Pays them and make the money in between. Do you understand? Do you understand? It's more about the mind. The problem is, what kind of mind do you need for you to expose yourself to that kind of opportunities? That's what is hindering you more than anything. So, now let's talk about financial misconceptions when it has to do with money, because money is a very easy thing to make. I'm very sincere with you guys. The easiest thing for you to do as a student is make money. The harder thing is for you to build a career. Easy. It's very easy to make money. I used to think, when I hear people say this thing, I'm like, if I just talk it because they have money, come and try now. Be like me, being where I am, come and try. No. It's easy to make money. The harder part of everything, the harder part is how to be able to build it, sustain it, and build a career, something that gives you money consistently for the rest of your life, especially when you don't have to do anything. All right? So, you see, money is not created by prayer alone. I know we pray most of the times for money, and God is so merciful. We always have miracles, right? Right? Good. So, like, I've prayed about money a lot, and God has answered my prayer. If He's not answering yours, that's your business, you guys. Like, every time God answers my prayer for money. It just depends on how you see the answer. My own answer comes in a different way. Your own comes in a different way, you get. So, now the second thing is this. Money is not a reward of hard work alone. Alone. So it doesn't have to do with your ability to stay all night, work all night. It doesn't have to do with that. Alone. That's not the only thing. The third thing that you need to understand is money does not always happen via social. Some people think having a boyfriend is a financial plan. So the goal is to have as wealthy of a boyfriend as you can, and then that's like your income stream. So when they say how many of you are doing, how many of you have 3 income streams, you're like, me, I have only one. When they ask, you'll be like, it's personal. So that's negative value. Things like, of course, even prostitution or being promiscuous in a way that, oh, you just go around sleeping with, that's all negative value. You get. Now, the most dangerous thing about money is receiving the money that corrupts who you are. That's the most dangerous thing about money. It is when the money begins to change the kind of person you are, the money has lost the kind of value it should have for you. Do you understand? So the false value and negative value are two things you must avoid with your life because they change you. How many of you will be very proud if your dad, if it happens that the way your dad has made money so far is defrauding other people? Wouldn't you be ashamed of yourself? Wouldn't you be ashamed of yourself? You get. Even if you are eating the money, you will not respect him again. Do you understand? You will be collecting the money because you have a choice. You're going to need it for your school. You get. Some of you are strong spiritual people. You stop collecting the money. I like him. But some of you that you don't have strength for. Right? So that's the thing with false and negative values. How many of you respect all those girls you know are promiscuous and make money that way? How many of you respect them? When you see them, do you understand? You just pass. When they are talking, you don't even want to hear them speak. You get. It's not that they are not making something that makes sense. It's that they have devalued themselves. Do you understand? Their exchange devalues them. And so there's only one type of value you want to tilt towards. Real and positive value. One of my companies have trained 30,000 people in digital skills. I've made hundreds of millions doing that. I am so proud of myself. I'm so proud of my work. Do you understand? Do you understand the point? Do you know the kind of value where I have helped people, they are coming to my DM to tell me thank you, and I've also made money? Does that make sense? So you must first of all make a decision that when it has to do with making money, you will personally tilt towards what? The what? Now, trust me, life can be very, very, like, I know negative value and all that. It's not a way to judge them. Thank you, darling. It's not a way to judge them, honestly speaking. Because some people generally go through a lot. But like I said, did you hear me say you should decide? Did you hear me say you should decide? I said you should make a decision. Everybody makes that decision.